Hello, friends. How are you all? Hope you are doing great at various aspects of your lives. Welcome to another book review podcast by Team ThinkerViews. Today, we are going to talk about a James Bond short story collection named For Your Eyes Only. It is a well known fact that Ian Fleming wrote James Bond stuff in the format of short stories and then novels based on his real life experiences and mixing them with the fantasy. Some of the people he met in his real life also left remarkable impact on the characters of his books, including James Bond himself. For Your Eyes Only is a collection of 5 short stories by Ian Fleming, which can be distinguished into two distinct parts: the James Bond Adventures and the James Bond Experiences. Three tales of the collection are definitely James Bond adventures, when the rest two are more focused on human side of him. Let us take a look at the briefing of the same. Let us start with From a View to a Kill. This story belongs to the time when James Bond was new to his duties as 007. He was in Paris and had to leave for London office the next day, and he was just thinking to how to make this last night memorable there when he was fetched by a lady working at the station of British intelligence in Paris. A dispatch rider of SHAPE or SHAPE was en route to his delivery destination. It is usual for him, as it is his regular duty to courier the important documents to the destined location every week. He took his regular way as usual, and he was going to the speed he goes as usual. He had seen someone in the SHAPE dispatch rider uniform coming from the same direction he came on the motorcycle similar to him. Now, this was unusual. He thought might be some fellow dispatch rider on duty due to some special requirement. He slows down and let him come so they can talk. But thing went wrong. When the other dispatch rider came near enough, he shot him to the death. He then went back by cleaning the stuff until the authority have known the facts. The hours were past and there was no trace or evidence left on the road. This was looked a simple case when we compare it to be allotted to spy of double O rank. But SHAPE meant Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers Europe, and the documents sent by them to the destination are high-ranked top secret documents, and the security precautions they take in their headquarters and activities were too good. Even James was annoyed by the security measures when he passed through them. And for many times till he was working on the case, he had to go through the same. Hence, James was allotted the work to find out the maximum he can about the stuff and go to the root of the same. The place where the incident was happened was surrounded by forest for a remarkable distance, and James paid the visit to the place. By investigating the nearabouts of the place where the dispatch rider was killed, he found some unusual stuff in the grass. And he thought to give a chance to the investigation procedure initiated by and performed by him only. So he visited A View to a Kill to find out and solve the big conspiracy by taking the risk of his life, and that is a short story. I like the following, of course not word to word stuff, bring to attention by Ian Fleming a lot that there is always an invisible man working at such places, or for the matter of the fact, each and every place, who remained unnoticed, like a servant, a gardener, a cleaner, or someone like that, even the pizza delivery guy, or in the country like India, the chai wala, who usually have access to a lot of secure places and still was considered as the person who can make no harm. This invisible man can be a spy from the opponent country or organization that can do his or her work in the disguise without someone even noticing. We consider him or her a poor fellow, which he or she is certainly not. This shows that working in the field make Ian Fleming think like a pro spy. The other thing Ian excels at is the explanation of a technical device that usually is at the heart of his story. Here also the technical device that remain hidden in the forest, how it can hold the motorcycles and three people without being noticed. The snow boots used by them to walk on the grass. All this stuff is a mixture of science, fantasy, imagination, and of course, good writing skills. Though, if you have watched a lot of James Bond movies, of course, who didn't? You may find the stuff as not that much thrilling and interesting as you might have expected. Now, some interesting facts. A comic strip based on this short story was published from 25th June 1961 to 9 September 1961. The comic strip adapter was Henry Gamedique and illustrator was John McCluskey. This short story was initially intended to be the backstory for Hugo Drax, the villain of the novel Moonraker. Well, it is not exactly a book review, it is simply just a pure discussion about these short stories.